Hello and welcome to beautiful Indonesia. As you can see, it's a bit of a gloomy day today, so no drone flying, so it's a good time to do a video on drone rules in Indonesia. And in this video, I'll take you through all the rules, regulations, restricted zones, and how to obtain certain permits to fly the drone legally in Indonesia. So let's start with the good news first. To bring the drone into Indonesia, you do not need any registrations or any customs clearance or anything like that. You can just bring your drone to the country and start flying. But there is a catch, and unfortunately, there is always a catch. And before I get into the details of what you need to be really aware of when flying the drone in Indonesia, let's get through some of the general rules and regulations for actually flying the drone. The maximum height of flying the drone is 150 meters. You cannot fly the drone within 15 kilometers of an airport. You cannot fly the drone at night. You always need to maintain visual line of sight with your drone while flying. And I'm hoping you can hear me because of the rain kicked in. Well, it's tropics, what to do. You can't fly the drone from a moving vehicle, and you can't fly the drone over crowded places or over populated areas. And the last restriction is your drone should weigh less than 7 kilograms. And although those quite simple rules to follow, the penalties for violating them are quite strict. So you can face penalties of jail time and up to 66,000 euro in fines. So they're quite strict. So do make sure you follow those rules and just don't break them. You don't want to get into legal trouble in Indonesia. So you can fly the drone just about anywhere. There are certain restrictions, and I wasn't able to find a proper map of where you can fly, where you can't fly. Generally, in a lot of places, you will see the signs. And the signs range from completely no-fly zones, like in Nusa Dua, which is the bottom left of Bali, or bottom right, depending how you look at it, to places where you have to pay a small fee at the entrance to get the permission to fly the drone, like you can see now. Or you have to apply for a permission to fly the drone prior to arriving to the place. So, for example, I've saved one of the papers here. So I was on one of the islands and I had to pay 2 million rupees for the permission to fly the drone. And I'll bring it up on the screen, full screen, so you can see. So the trick is, in some places, like let's say this one, where I had to obtain the permission 24 hours before flying the drone, right? Although it's quite easy, you simply register, you provide the details of your drone, and you pay the money when you arrive, and you get this paper saying you've paid and you have a permission to fly. They do check it. So when I was flying the drone, we were traveling through the islands, through Komodo National Park islands, and they've checked the permission on every island I've flown the drone. The footage is amazing. You can get amazing shots, but unless you applied for permission 24 hours prior to arriving, you won't be able to get it on the spot. In some places you can. And the fees, that's another thing. The fees range from basically being completely free, where you just have to declare that you're going to fly the drone and you can do it on the spot, up to the highest one I paid was about 5 million rupees, which is, I think, about $220, $230, if my math is correct. So there's a couple of things you need to do to find out if you can actually fly the drone. If you're traveling by yourself without any tour providers or without booking your tour, through a company, you really should call the park organizers or harbor masters where you depart to the park and check for if there's any requirements or any regulations or restrictions for flying the drone, and if you need to get any registration done. If you're booking through a tour company like we did, so basically we took daily or overnight trips to the islands with a company which organized everything. So we've checked with them and they provided us the details what we needed to submit, and we submitted all the paperwork to them, and they organized all the permits, and all we had to do is pay when they picked us up. So that's two things. If you so if you're traveling with a tour company, just double check with them, and they will be able to tell you straight away what you need to do, if you're allowed to fly, how much it's gonna cost, and what registrations you need to do. If you're traveling by yourself, give yourself a couple of days in advance. Call a ticket booking company that you're booking your travel tickets with, or the park administrators, or anyone, like reach out to them through the website, or best to reach out through WhatsApp, and just double check, because you don't want to end up arriving at an amazing location and simply not being able to fly the drone because you just didn't register it or you didn't pay a fee. One thing I do want to say is make sure you don't violate the rules. Don't try to cheat, don't try to break the rules, because there are rangers, there are guards everywhere. They will see you flying the drone. And if you're not registered or you're not allowed to fly the drone, you will get into a lot of trouble. And the amounts they charge, it's quite often just not worth the hassle. Just pay that fee, get the awesome footage you want, and enjoy it. Don't try to cheat the system. And that's about it. That's as simple as that. And unfortunately, it does get weather like that sometimes. So just need to be patient. First day of rain, good time to do the video. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and have a great day. And if you're going to Indonesia, bring your drone and enjoy flying. It's awesome. See you next time.